Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Burke is leaning in the light. Scott is ready for the night. A chair is pulled across the floor. Forget the world outside the door. The waves are moving through the air. Two voices found a story there. Welcome to the Davis and Davis show, where the golden bourbon starts to flow. A glass of beer to keep it clear. We are glad to have you listening here. Every Tuesday and Thursday time, reasoning through the dust and grime. They talk about the heavy things, whatever news the morning brings. They dissect every little word, the loudest truth you ever heard. The bottle sweats upon the wood, a conversation understood. Twice a week the spirit waits for all the honest paths it takes. For a measure for the soul, let the double vision take control. The calendar is marked in red by everything that must be said. Welcome to the Davis and Davis show, where the golden bourbon starts to flow. A glass of beer to keep it clear. We are glad to have you listening here. Every Tuesday and Thursday time, reasoning through the dust and grime. Welcome to the Davis and Davis show, where the golden bourbon starts to flow. A glass of beer to keep it clear. We are glad to have you listening here. Every Tuesday and Thursday time, reasoning through the dust and grime.
Yeah. Hi, Scott.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Not much. Welcome to the Davis and Davis show.
It's the Davis and Davis show, ladies and gentlemen.
That-
If you
that's
can
Scott over
tell
there.
by the new intro. Yeah.
Kind of like a new
I'm-
intro every week. Kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know how that's happening, but it just is. I was having way too much fun. I went through all of my gold coins. Because you only get 5,000 gold coins on America
per day or
per month.
oh gosh, okay.
So I've blown through 5,000 songs in what, a week?
You could pay more, but nah, not gonna happen.
No. But it's totally worth it because now I have songs for everything. I have a song for us in Put-in Bay. I have a song for the awards, the Put-in Bay Awards. I got it all, man. I got it all going on. We have another show to record tonight as well. We have guests coming on, and Burke has zero clue what the show is going to be.
I probably have a little clue.
Okay, you might.
He's already talked about it, but
you might not.
Okay.
He'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're going to skip over to some of the frivolities and get right into the F1 race in Canada.
But before we hit the F1 thing, we have to understand Memorial Day weekend was this past weekend. So it was the mecca of motorsports minus F1. All right, the fact is that F1 changed the date of the Monaco race. So we had the Canadian Grand Prix this year, which kind of threw a wrench in a lot of stuff because the Indianapolis 500, you have pomp and circumstance until noon, and then the race starts. The race is 3 hours long. Then you have the pre-show for the Coca-Cola 600. So honestly,
and unfortunately, Indy, that race ended like 10 or 15 minutes into the beginning of the F1 race, so you weren't able to watch it all live.
I wasn't able to watch it till the next day. Because it goes straight from Indy 500 to Coca-Cola 600, which are the two biggest races for those
US
two series.
Yeah.
And like I said, last year, Monaco ran, which is the biggest race for F1. So last year, it was the pinnacle of racing. And actually, for every year, ever since I was in the Navy, it was like this, where you had the Monaco race in the morning, you had the Indy race start at noon, and then you had the Coca-Cola 600 start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Monaco's all the way over there, so the time zones, and they start early. I get it. Okay.
And, which made it exciting for me. This year was still exciting. Because the Indy race was the text that I sent Kathy, because I was texting her throughout the whole race, because she's there. And
so she actually attended the race?
Oh, Kathy Sipe attends every IndyCar race, any Indy race that happens at Indianapolis. She's there. And I've told you all before, I always get a phone call with the first lap of the cars going by the start finish line. She never says a word. She just holds that damn phone up. But we texted through the whole thing. And at the end, the last thing I wrote was, wow, that was the best fucking Indy race I've seen in years. And it was. And then I watched the Coca-Cola 600. And I texted one of my NASCAR buddies, wow, that was the best NASCAR race I have seen in 10 years. And then Monday, I watched the F1 race, and I went, damn, those were the best first 40 laps I have ever seen in an F1 race. But after 40 laps, nothing changed. So Anyway,
watching that race was a little bit like I watching a Fellini film. You're like going, what the hell's going on? What's that? What happened over? What the? Yeah, it was
none of it
mass
made
hysteria.
sense.
So one quick question. Yeah.
Yeah, what question do you have?
Did Mercedes engines actually get banned? Because I can never tell from social media what's true and not.
Oh, I guess we should do this then.
Davis and Davis Show presents Formula One Racing News. Geese, do we have to do this? I mean, they're slow as fuck, can't pass anyone, and don't really race. Oh well, here we go. It's lights out. And my Honda could beat them.
Strong words there, Morgan. Strong words.
Yeah. So you asked whether the F1 did not ban Mercedes engines. The F1 banned the two loopholes that they, as well as Red Bull, were using to
make higher compression while the car was running.
Well, that was the first one. The second one was the MGUK technical emergency, which if you put the car into MGUK technical emergency, it deactivates the battery's mandated power scheme. So they were able to recharge their batteries quicker. So that has been banned. And then something that we talked about before the Miami race was the compression ratio being checked at 130 degrees, which essentially closed the loophole of the extra compression at higher temperatures. So no, the engines were not banned, just certain things were banned that was supposed to alleviate either team from cheating.
So both the Mercedes and Ford were using the same technique?
Yes.
Okay. That clears up stuff for me. Okay. All right. Next would
practice. Gotta go with
practice.
Okay,
so right off the rip,
it was interesting.
Someone lost power and coasted the pit lane. I think it was Colapinto. Then Liam Lawson loses power steering, but the whole car got lifted off the course. Albon goes into the wall. He gets a lot of damage. There was a red flag. The pits were closed for 10 to 15 minutes. The FIA did add 15 extra minutes onto practice, which was nice. Apparently, this track was very, very dusty. And like, if you stuck to the racing lines after a while, it was good. If you got off the line, it got really slick, really bad. And the stat I found interesting was, if you look over the last 20 years, chances of a safety car in the race is 83%. Russell spun out at the 6-minute mark and just kissed the wall a little bit. And then Ocon hit something or someone and was missing his front wing from a spin. Then in the end, Antonelli was first, Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, and then Alonso. And then we had a sprint qualifier. Albon and Lawson didn't even get out, which kind of sucks. Red flag with less than 2 minutes left in Q1, or the sprint qualifier one. Alonso went into a wall. He locked brakes in turn 3. Track was shut down for another 15 minutes. About 8 cars went out afterwards. 4 were able to do a lap, and there was no change. So out was Lawson's out, Albon, Bottas, Gasly, Stroll, and Perez. Q2, Verstappen still in the pits. Gets out with less than 6 minutes left in the qualifier. Made it to 9th. That's just by the skin of your teeth there, buddy. The people that got cut out of that group was Bierman, Ocon, Colapinto, Hulkenberg, and Bortoleto. Then Q3, first place, Russell. Second, Antonelli. Third, Norris. Fourth, Piastri. Fifth, Hamilton. Sixth, Leclerc. 7, Verstappen. 8, Hadjar. 9, Lindblad. And 10, Sainz. Carlos Sainz getting in the top 10. And every single one of those positions came down to the very last lap.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of fun to watch. Then the sprint race, Bortoleto was forced off track. Hadjar had engine problems, and he's into the pit. Lap 6, Kimi and George getting a tussle. Kimi off track and off track again. And Norris passes Kimi, and Hadjar's back on the track. He's down 2 laps. Like
the radio traffic from Mercedes this weekend was priceless.
How many times did
I don't know how many times Kimi could get yelled at to shut the fuck up.
We talk about this in the pits, not on the radio. 4 times, 5 times. And he's a really good driver, but you got to remember, he is a teenager. His emotions. He's 19 now, but still,
okay.
He's a teenager. It's like his emotions are going to run a little high sometimes. Lap 19, Alonso in the pits, and Alonso retires his car.
I think Alonso's going to start pulling a Kimi Räikkönen and just go straight to the boat and start drinking before the race is over.
Yeah, I'm done with this shit. There's a cold one on the yacht. Okay. Bierman goes into the pit. Gasly goes into the pit. Gasly is out completely. Lap 21, Hamilton kisses the wall. Lap 22, Antonelli off grass pass and has to give that place back to the guy who comes in first place, George Russell. Norris somehow, I forgot, Norris passed Antonelli in that whole kerfuffle. He came in second. Antonelli is third. Piastri is fourth. We got Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen, Lindblad, Colapinto, Sainz, Perez, Lawson, Bortoleto, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Bottas, Albon, Gasly, and Hadjar in that order. So, what is up next?
The next up would be qualifying for the race.
That's the sprint race. What happened to... My God, my qualifying stuff is gone.
Well, that's okay, because qualifying for the race ended up going exactly as the qualifying for the sprint did.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
It was almost
first, Norris isn't
virtually as the same. Let's get into the race. God, I know I said this at the beginning of the show today. This was the best weekend for racing. It's all 3 races were incredibly good. Now I still stand by everything that I say about F1 right now. The cars are slow. They are not racing fast. I mean, when you compare 240 miles an hour at Indianapolis to 190 miles an hour max for an F1 car, yeah, you can't tell me that that's the pinnacle of racing anymore. I think IndyCar is.
But anyways,
the start of this race was
well.
First off, before we talk about the race, This is another one of my favorite tracks that is meant to be an F1 track, but it's used for other stuff during the year. It's in a park.
Yeah, it was a pretty track.
Dude, this track looks like so much fun to run.
Yeah.
It's that there's a lot of straightaways, but the hairpin turn towards the end is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's, as a matter of fact, if you get a chance, go onto YouTube and look up Robert Kubica's accident at the hairpin. It will blow your fucking mind. You will sit there and go, he survived that.
And not as a chicken nugget.
I've never seen an F1 car break up like that.
Wow.
And it was like it wasn't his fault. His throttle stuck.
What's his name?
Robert Kubica, Kubica.
Kubica crash. That pops up very simply. Okay. I got that for later on. Okay.
Wow. This track is so much fun. And what they used to do with the DRS was they had to keep shortening the DRS zone because it's so long from the hairpin to that chicane by the entrance of pit road that people were maxing out. Yeah, right there. People were maxing out their engines, like to the point of all you could hear was rev limiter.
Can't be good for the engine, you know.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Anyways, so what did you think of this track?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was really amazed at, I think the problem with that track from a driver's point of view is you've got beautiful straights, and then you got to slow way down for these they're just tight corners, and then these long straights, slow way down, tight corners, and then hairpin, and then it's got to be tough on these guys because they're enjoying going flat out. They're like, oh, fuck, they're downshifting, slowing the heck down, and it's got to be brutal on the brakes and suspension. This track, I mean, it's just, oh, good lord. But yeah, it was a pretty track.
One of my favorite places is turns 1 and 2 because turn 1 is sharp, but turn 2 is where the pit exit is. And you start getting into races where people are fighting for position going through 1 and 2. Then all of a sudden they're having to contend with people coming out of the pits at the same time. It's just melee waiting to happen.
Fucking diabolical.
I've taken enough of your time. Go ahead, my friend.
That's all right, man. So poor Lindblad, his car would not go into gear at all. They had and apparently there was rain before the start of the race because both McLarens were on intermediate rain tires and nobody else was. And this will come into play here in a hot second. formation lap. Lindblad's car wouldn't go into gear, so they had to push him backwards. They did another formation lap so people could warm up their tires. It's still waiting around. A third formation lap. And then finally they get to race. Now they took those 3 laps off of the total because of the cost of fuel. So what was this? A 60? What was it?
It was a 70 lap race that went down to 68 because they took 2 extra formation laps.
Yeah. So where'd it go? Norris and Piastri on intermediate. So, and the weird thing is, they take off, and you got Russell and was Norris in? I thought it was Russell and Antonelli were first and second. Norris was third, I thought.
Oh no, Norris jumped.
Then I'm just saying. I'm talking starting lineup. I thought
starting lineup. It was 2 Mercedes up front. The 2 McLarens were in the second row.
Because all of a sudden out of nowhere. They take off, and Norris shoots.
I think before you can even jump into that, one of the things that has to be brought up was tire selection. Tire selection before the race. Tire selection in a race where it wasn't raining anymore. The number 3 and number 4 slots picked intermediate tires to start on. We can have a discussion about this later, because everything that's come out afterwards, which is how do you fuck up an F1 race?
Look at McLaren. Easy peasy.
Because nobody, I mean, but they did 2 extra formation laps. And after the first formation lap, Oscar Piastri got on the radio and was like, we got to change tires.
Yeah, we're on the wrong tires. And his buddy's
we're
like,
on the wrong tire. And literally, McLaren on the second formation lap said, yeah, you're right. We're on the wrong tire. But hey,
see how it goes.
Slide it out. Let's go. So then the start of the race happens.
And somehow, lap 2, man, Norris leaps into first place somehow.
It was very easy. First off, the McLaren had intermediate tires on.
Yeah, but they're rain tires. They should have less grip.
That's why he slowed down. He made it all the way up to second after the start.
I mean, like all of a sudden he's in first or second place. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, Lando Norris jumped past both of them.
Yeah,
and
I'm thinking
now Oscar Piastri, he went backwards. He was 5th by the first corner.
Yeah. He's not a good starter yet. He's got to work on that.
But
I think he's still gun shy.
But both Mercedes took off and kept second and third. It became very easy for Russell to get by the McLaren. By lap 3, that's literally when the tussle between Russell and Antonelli starts to take place.
I got let's see. Piastri pits after the very first lap. Lap 2, Norris goes into the pits for new tires. So it was like they didn't stay out for very long. They just screw it. We're on new tires.
No, but answer me.
What's going on out there?
Answer me a question. Why didn't you pull them in and start them from the pit lane?
That's an option? I guess that would be an option. And that would have been
if they pulled in. If they pulled in during the formation lap, they could have changed their tires, gone into pit road. They would have had to have I forget who was starting from pit road. I think it was Hulkenberg. Was starting from pit road to start the race, but they would have had to have started behind them. But they would have been on the correct tire.
And it wouldn't have lost them 20 seconds. It would have been more like a I don't know what for the back of the pack. What is that, a 15-second difference?
Ultimately, they did 3 pit stops.
Yeah.
They could have knocked it down to 2 if they would have come in and changed their tires before the race started. Anyways, I'm not going to.
But this is the crazy started right off the rip, and I'm just like, what's going on? So, it was lap 6 when Russell passes Antonelli. Lap 9, Verstappen overtakes Hamilton. Lap 12, Russell and Antonelli start trading places back and forth. Lap 13, Piastri has to come in for wing damage after he collided with Albon and got a 10-second time penalty. Wait a minute. No, that's Piastri got the 10-second time penalty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, he hit Albon. He got a time. Not only did he have to pit and get a new wing, the front wing, he also got another penalty. It was like, oh, it's going to hurt. Lap 17, Russell and Antonelli back and forth. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm saying it like I'm bored, but it was a lot of fun to watch these two duking it out. And, they were getting aggressive. It was fun to watch,
I thought it was a little bit more fun for me to listen to the radio.
You can't do that.
Because Toto, who usually doesn't get onto the radio, got on the radio 4 times. And none of it, I mean, the whole time you're sitting there going, ooh, Toto's getting pissed at Kimi. Toto's getting pissed at Kimi. But, well, I'll let you finish your analysis before I say what I'm about to say.
It's just the stuff. So Russell and Antonelli trade back and forth. Lap 22, Antonelli's in the lead because he passes Russell. Lap 24, Antonelli locks up. Russell passes him. They make contact on the last corner. Russell's off course and Antonelli's in the lead. It's like, oh, dear Lord. Antonelli, however, was told on the radio to get that position back, and he does, and he didn't bitch too loudly about it because going off course got him the position. And so, yeah. Lap 30, Russell makes a big old mistake. He's off in the grass. Antonelli's up to position 1. Russell going into the grass must have picked up a bunch of like sod and stuff, and it's stuck in the under radiators and crap. He just parks on the left-hand side of the course, and he's pissed off. Tosses his neck brace onto the track. Gets fined 5,000 euros for doing that because it's a live track. It's like he was hot. He was ticked off. Lap 35, Hadjar's ahead of Hamilton, and he made too many defensive moves against him. He gets a 10-second penalty. Lap 40, Leclerc passes Hadjar. Lap 40, Norris loses gearbox. That had to suck. Lap 43,
wait,
Perez
hits who got fined? Who got fined?
Russell. Remember his car dies and he parked it on the left-hand side and he threw his neck brace onto the track?
Oh, that's right.
Track,
yeah, let's not go any further before that. Because I'm highly questioning what happened. Because what you have to remember about an F1 car is the engineers at the pit wall have several, you want to say, security devices built into the car to where if the driver is hurt to a point, they can hit a button and it shuts the entire car down.
But does it produce smoke? Because his car was smoking.
Well, it probably would if he was at full throttle and they hit the kill button and it damaged the drivetrain.
So you think they killed his car? For what reason?
I'm beginning to wonder. Because the fight between him and Kimi was getting a little bit too out of control.
if it was me and I owned that team and Kemi's being a little bitch, I would have killed his engine. But it's just he went off course. I think.
Okay, hold on. You say that, but F1 teams are totally different because Kimi is in the lead of the points right now, and you will find out as you watch F1 that means a hell of a lot more than anything else. You could have the biggest dickhead, Sebastian Vettel, in the world driving your car, but if he's in the lead with the points,
we're going to help him. Gotcha.
We're going to do what we have to make sure that he stays in the lead.
So either it was a very fortunate him going off track and they're like, yeah, hit the kill switch, or it was something got under the car and fucked it up or something. Who knows?
We don't know. There was speculation put out on
but there was another car
Monday about whether this was a team thing that caused
there was
the shutdown of his car.
There was definitely another car earlier on that went through the grass, picked up a bunch of crap on the underside, and they had to like pull out all this like, you know, hay and grass and sod because it fucked up
that was
car.
Lando Norris.
Okay.
That's why Lando Norris had to come in and get that's why he did 3 pit stops, was because he went over the grass, his
under
air
intake,
his air intake for the radiators got filled with grass. And I mean, when they got on the radio and said it's not a tire issue, this is a real issue, we need to box, because I think he believed that he was being pulled in for another reason. Was that him or was that Russell?
No, somebody earlier got pulled
him.
in.
It was
it might have been him. But anyway, so tosses his neck brakes out, gets fined €5,000.
Good for him.
Hadjar makes too many defensive moves against Hamilton. He gets a 10-second penalty. Leclerc passes Hadjar.
Hold on. He got fined for the first move. There was a second. He was under review a second time by the stewards for making multiple moves multiple times, which I never saw the answer to that one because the race ended before they came to a decision on that. And I haven't had a chance to look at the FIA website to see if he's getting fined in the next race.
Your video froze completely there for a minute. I could hear you,
but that was as long as you can hear me, it doesn't matter. It's probably because I've got people in the waiting room.
Oh yeah, okay. So and then Norris loses his gearbox completely. He's out. Perez on lap 43 hits the wall. He's out. So we got Hadjar with a 10-second penalty, Piastri with a 10-second penalty, Bottas with a 10-second penalty, and then pit lane gets closed on lap 46 for a virtual safety car. I can't remember what happened there. Lap 53 is another virtual safety car. Leclerc almost spins out. Piastri pits and serves his penalty under the VSC. Lap 62, Bottas just stopped dead. Hamilton takes second place over Verstappen. And Hadjar had to go in the pit for a penalty, still in P5. So the end of the whole race was Mr. Kimi Antonelli, place number 1. Good job, buddy. Hamilton, representing some Ferraris, man. Number 3, Verstappen. And I bet Verstappen was happy as crap that a couple of heavy hitters were out of the way, because he may not have been on that podium if it weren't. Leclerc was behind him in 4th. We had Hadjar doing really good. That's his that's Verstappen's teammate, right? Isaac Hadjar.
Yes.
So this is the first time in a few years that the secondary in Red Bull has been in the top 5. So that
Yes.
was good job. Colapinto, Lawson, Gasly, Sainz, Bierman, Piastri's all the way down in 11th. Hulkenberg, Bortoletto,
Since
Ocon.
Sergio Perez. Oh my gosh, now that I think about it. Anyways, carry on.
Bortoletto, Ocon, Stroll, and Bottas. So the people who did not even finish were Perez, Norris, Russell, Alonso, Albon, and Lindblad.
What'd you think?
It was an entertaining race, but like so much weird crap happens so often. Like why, what, where, what, why, what? I felt like I was losing my mind.
So
but I had a good time.
The stewards are usually different at every track. There'll be past F1 drivers that are the stewards. There's usually 3 of them for each track, and it rotates between people. The stewards took it upon themselves during this race to look at every fucking little thing that could happen.
Oh my.
I have never seen so much scrutiny over a race. And I understand it. The start of the race was discombobbled. I literally sat back and went, I don't know what F1's doing. It looks like a monkey fucking a football. Then we got into the race, and there were teams that I looked at and went, oh, it's a monkey fucking a football. And then as the race went on, I saw drivers that I went, it's a monkey fucking a football. There was a lot of footballs fucked in this race, but it made the race very entertaining.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know what was going on half the time, but I enjoyed it.
I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And like I said, this was a track that was supposed to test the cars because of the long straightaways and stuff like that. The cars came out of it in better shape than I thought they would. I'm still against this car. Give me a car with an engine where the engine does 75% of the work, and then
hybrid okay, but yeah,
hybrid's okay. IndyCar showed you people that you can run a hybrid engine from Honda and have great freaking racing. I love the push to pass idea with the Indy cars, where you only get so many seconds of boost, and if you run out, you're fucked. Somebody gonna pass you. But that, because that puts it in the hands of the driver. He's making the decision. If you push that button too much and you lose out in the end, that was your fault.
I get where you're coming from.
The MGUK that we have going in F1 right now, it's determining the race. The driver's not. The team's not. The car is determining who's winning and who's not. And I don't like that. I put it in the hands. If you want to have a hybrid engine, you can. It does work. We've seen it in other series. You had a hybrid engine last year that worked out well.
Yeah. That was a fun series last year, what I got to see of it. Yeah.
This race, all I have to say is congratulations, Kimi. You just padded your numbers a little bit more. There's bigger range between you and Russell. Oh, and did you see Russell's reaction when his car died? I mean,
He was ticked.
Because he knew that just cost him. That probably cost him the series.
43 points. Yeah. I mean, no, once again, we said this last year, and, Verstappen came back from 100-point deficit to challenge, the whole thing.
Yep.
Russell's going to be 43 points behind at this point in time. It's like, if Kimmy's car fails, you're right back up there, buddy. I mean, it's a little early to take some guesses, but we'll see how it pans out. We'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, where does that leave us for points? Who's in the lead?
I don't know. F1, please.
I saw the points for the manufacturer. That really hasn't changed at all. But
no. I don't know where to look. Drivers. Here we go. So Antonelli is 131 points. Russell's at 88. Leclerc's at 75. Hamilton 72. Norris 58. Piastri 48. Verstappen's at 43. God, he's once again almost 100 points down. Gasly at 20. Bierman at 18. And little Ollie Bierman's got 18 points. Good for him. Liam Lawson 16. Colapinto's 15. Hadger's 14. Sainz is in the points. Bless his heart. Lindblad's got a couple. Bortoletto's got 2. Ocon and Albon both have 1. But there's a Williams team with a point. They're the 2 Williams drivers at points. That's good for them, man.
Gotta love it. Well,
Stroll, no. Alonso, no. We know Cadillac, it's like, whatever.
What is the next race?
Oh, it's Monaco. Yep. 9 days. 9 days from now.
We shall see if the new cars give us some better racing at Monaco. There's a lot of places to rejuvenate battery there.
Regen?
So
yeah.
What we're looking for this time is the smaller size in cars. Does it have a change on how the racing is at Monaco? We'll find that out next week, ladies and gentlemen. For the Canadian Grand Prix recap, this is Scott.
This is Burke.
We're going to get our asses out of here. Right, Burke?
Yes.
Say bye-bye.
Yes, we are.
Say goodbye, Burke.
Goodbye, Burke.
Another day of stories told. We're glad you stayed to hear us out. That's what this talk is all about. Thanks for listening to the show, the Davis and Davis Show. We're the ones you need to know. Davis and Davis Show. Davis and Davis Show. If you want the facts or just some news, there'll be a few different points of view. Check the site for everything you need at DavisandDavis.com, indeed. Hey, thanks for
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.